Hello, hello, hello. What ho? Welcome back to another anxiety. I'm your host, Travis Finley. This is part 2 of my reaction to Dr. Robert Greenler's presentation on Mirages. We're just going to pick up right where we left off. Backed up a couple clicks, and here we go.
Higher up. And this variation can be very strong over a few feet next to the sand. The air that's heated expands and is less dense. So remember, our rule which says that the light tends to bend toward the denser air, in this case where temperature is the main effect, would say it tends to bend toward the cooler air. So the light rays which come closest to this very hot desert get bent the most. Now there's an important point that I want to make here. I've showed several rays which come from, say, light that's scattered from the tip.
Okay, he has not shown several rays. He's drawn lines. Okay, look. This woman sees this tree. She sees this tree. She looks this way and sees. Look, there. How does he know that there's a ray carrying a, I don't know, a particulate of this image? What? What? I mean, this is absurd. This is absurd. And this is science? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we smurfalicious go. Okay? How about we do, let's see what, this one looks interesting. I'll just open this and then we can go to the next one too. So this. Wow. Wowzers. This is beautiful. Oh, look at that. Look at how clear this is. Look at this. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay? Now, let's put a boat right here. Okay, here's a boat. Now, these people on this boat look out and see this island. They just see everything that's right here, just like you and me, right? So this is kind of like an orthographic view, right? Orthographic. So he wants you to like draw a, here's a ray coming down and going, boink. And then this ground right here. No, they are looking there. That's the trajectory. They are looking there, and then this, you know, I'm looking, this is what I see. This is not traveling down and then up to my eye. No, no, no. However, there is a there is an acute there is an acute, what is the word? Inferior mirage, okay? Right there. Now look, let's bring down my little prestidigitated, right? Look how massive that lighthouse is. Okay? I'm gonna put this to scale, right? Right? Let me line up the lighthouse there. I hate it when it does that. I hate it when it does that. I hate it when it does that. All right, right about there. Look, okay, I'm gonna match up the lighthouse. Do you see anything off scale here? Right? Look at the land that's right there above the above this land, right? Look at it's not even. Okay, look. This image of this lighthouse is from 2 miles away. Look how small this is 2 miles away. This lighthouse is 19 miles away. How can the scale at 2 miles be the same as the scale at 19 miles? Am I missing something? Okay. Now let's go back. All right, this is just a little segue into a defense of my not being stupid, okay? I know the scaling issue, all right? So here's a photograph of what you can see with your naked eye, okay? So the lighthouse is never that big as you'll see it in the photo that is on the screen in the video round, because that's zoomed in 350 millimeter zoom. So my point was ultimately that you can't scale it either way. Even if you tried to scale it with what the image shows on the screen right now, the PNG that shows all of the available information visually is still going to be there 19 miles away. You just can't see it even more so because your eyes can't see that far. Okay, so I know that I'm zoomed in 357 millimeters. Travis is so stupid, he doesn't even know he's zoomed in all the way. Like, no, that's not the issue. But I knew that there's going to be some idiot troll out there that's going to just be an idiot. So there you go. Back to the back. Let's put this back up. You got the saddle back right there. Let's just leave it right there. Okay. Are you telling me that the arch is over here and down behind the curve? No. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. The arch is right here. In this acute inferior mirage. Where is this horizon? Where is this horizon? Why do you call it the horizon, Travis? Well, over here. The sky apparently meets the water, so there is the horizon. Lateral all the way across, okay? You got that? I wish this, see, okay? You see what's going on here? Where is this horizon? If this horizon is 5 miles away, then what that means is, ladies and gentlemen, according to my thesis, because the mirage that my pointer finger is pointing at right now, this acute mirage, is not a vertical image. It is not a 90-degree image. It is along the x-axis and includes distance. So that acute mirage represents 14 miles of x-axis that you can't see, but straight in front of you. Straight in front of you. It is right there in front of you. Okay? Let's go to the next photo. Here is the same shot from a different day, early in the morning. Early in the morning. Look, there is a rectangular, this is the same image. Okay, let me go back. That is that. That is that. This was taken from the same spot this was taken from. Look at the rectangle. Where'd the rectangle go? Okay? Anybody? Hold on. You see this dark aether band here? You see the sky here? This burnt orange sky, aether band. It is the exact height. This band of aether is creating the image that you're seeing here. Okay? And How far away is this boat? This boat is right on the horizon. Look at this. This boat is right on the horizon. Look at it. Like, I've got the breaking waves in my field of view here. Okay? This island, right? See, can I scale that? Where's the lighthouse? I can't scale this right. What's the matter? Why can't I scale that right? Oh. Now the boat's out of the way. Now this boat is out of the way. You see that inferior mirage right there? That little nick right there is right up here physically. Well, you know, optically, physically, right? See how it's coming right there? That part of the island right there is this part of the island right here. This is miraging this, which means that the fold line is right here, which means that everything below the pointer finger is behind the mirage, which means that because the mirage is not a vertical image, that pointer finger is obstructing distance the same way it's obstructing this boat right here. Okay? Let me pull out my water slide real quick. My water slide. Where is my water slide? My naked water slide. All I'm doing is showing you what the distance is. Okay? I know that the image is cockeyed. Okay, but that's the demarcation of the mirage. Okay? So we're traveling over distance, over distance, over distance, over distance. There's the apparent horizon that, okay, Andrew Thomas Young says that the inferior mirage is the cause of the position of this apparent line. This is a mirage all the way up to here. That is a mirage, which means it is not a vertical image. It is along the x-axis, and if we could wipe away the mirage, we would see the water go all the way to the island. Okay? There's another shot, another shot. Look at that. Ugh, this is gorgeous. I love this. Okay? This island is in front of me. Okay? This island is right in front of me. Here's the top of the island. This is this is the same shot as before. I'm standing in the same place, taking the same shot, okay? Right there is the top of the island. Are you telling me that you think, because I've scaled this, right? There's the top of the island. That's where the lighthouse should be. Are you telling me you think that this arch is over here and behind the water? No, no, sir. No, sir. There. That's reality. That is where the arch is. This is a mirage. Mirage, 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 mirage. All of this is a mirage, okay? So let's make the finger the, let's see. Because we can't see the mirage, or I mean, sorry, because we can't see the arch is behind the mirage. Why? Because it's 19 miles away and its angular size is not resolvable due to the conditions of the medium. All right, so just like I could block this image with my finger in reality as well and block the arch, that's the function of the Aether band in this observation. Okay, you can't see the arch because Lady Aether band has dropped her skirts. That is, she hasn't pulled them down. She's let them fall to her knees, so you can't see what you wanna. Okay? Look at that. You can't even match it. You can't even match this up. You can't match this up. Okay? And again, sorry. Sky, 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 sky. Boom. Look at the band. Band in the air. Band. And there it is right there. Band in the air. Right? I love this stuff. I love this. I love this. If you would like to enable me to do more than just YouTube videos, okay? Getting this information out is going to take more than YouTube videos. These videos are for you to go, wow, someone needs to write about this and get published. I'm your Huckleberry. I'm your Huckleberry. Okay? Same day, different transition. Same day, different transition. You got a boat out here. You got the lighthouse right here. Look at this. Boom. The arch is right here. Right here. It's right here. Well, again, I actually don't know. This is an Aether band refraction phenomenon. So the arch actually could be up here. But because of the distance and the density of the medium, I'm going to shout out Cleary real quick. Cleary contacted me and said, "Hey man, did you see my definition of Aether band?" So hold on, give me a second. Cleary says, Aether band equals 3D horizontal density band that extends into the depth axis. Okay? All right, shout out to Cleary. Aether band equals 3D horizontal density band that extends into the depth x axis. Okay? Now, it very well could be that the arch is down here, but we can't see it. I've seen it up here, so who knows where it's going to show up. Okay, but whatever. It's not behind the water. Okay, it's not behind the water. Let's get back to the presentation. I forgot even what I was saying. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, all right. Sorry, Dr. Greenler, here we go.
Of this leaf, taking different paths through the atmosphere. Two of those come to the observer's eye. The only way this observer can get any information about that tree is by rays which come to her eye. So all of these other rays mean nothing in terms of what she sees when she looks at that tree. Could you straighten that projector around a little bit, pull it to center again? It's been bumped. Someone sitting next to the projector, just push it sideways. Thank you. All right, I'll show you a diagram here where I'm only going to draw those rays that come to the observer's eye. There are two rays from here which can take different paths through the atmosphere and end up at her eye. Only two.
Okay. Okay, this is pseudoscience, people. He can't show you this. He can't show you this. There's only two rays from this leaf. There's it. This why is this one with the both at the same leaf? Why is this one not taking the same path? Okay. Now, what is unfortunate here is he is conflating two different perspectives. We're looking at her and the tree orthographically, and then he's showing you what the tree looks like for her, because she doesn't see the tree and the mirage this way. The miraged tree should be out here towards her, along the x-axis for her. You get it?
There are two from this point. Now, look at this from the observer's point of view. With that top ray looking in this direction, she sees the top of the tree. Actually, she sees it a little bit below its true position. This class of mirage, this class of mirages are referred to as an inferior mirage, not because of some lack of aesthetic charm, but because the image that you see is below in an inferior position to the real object. All right, but looking out here, she sees a tree which looks about right. She looks down with this ray, she sees the trunk of the tree. When she looks down farther in this direction, she sees a ray which comes from the trunk of the tree again. And when she looks in this direction, she sees the top of the tree. The top of the tree, the trunk, the bottom, the trunk, the top. What she sees is a tree, and underneath it an inverted image. Where in nature do you ever see anything like that? A tree on the other side of a body of water. And so the way your mind interprets this is to say, there must be a body of water there. Let me show you some familiar scenes from this, taken on local roads on a summer day.
Okay, so now here is my, this is the point that I've been making in every video, Skyfreeze video. I asked them to do, point this out. Heath Carmody, everybody who's doing these observations, okay, here's my point. Here's the physical image. The miraged image comes out here, okay? How far away is this from here? How far away is that? Now, it looks to be about the same physical space as the car, but the car is vertical. This is not vertical. This image is not vertical. Okay? It's going on the x-axis into the distance. So, where the limit of the mirage is, right? So, do we see any more of the mirage here of the car? No. So, this mirrored image of the car is obstructing physical distance, and we don't know how far. That would be very helpful science, and no one is talking about this. I have not found anyone talking about this, and it is no less a talking point on this discussion. So in a sense, what I'm saying is Dr. Greenler should have brought this up. It would have been I would have been very interested in that point. I would have been like, oh, that's an interesting point. Oh yeah. Okay, look here, right? Okay, here's the trees, right? Here's the trees, right? Where does the physical tree stop and the mirage start? Okay, so if we do it right here, okay, damn it, I hate this thing the way it doesn't. There is where the physical tree stops and the mirage starts. This mirage now, because this tree is farther back than this one, this mirage now is like a shadow coming across the ground. That is physical distance. And when you look into the distance and you get farther away, that distance and angle becomes more acute and compressed. You lose more information the farther away you go. You see this over here? Here is where the distant inferior mirage starts. So there's the beginning of the mirage, the vanishing line, all the way out here. How far away is that? That would be the research I would demand happens. Please support this. Please, please, please consider supporting my ability to be free to get someone and time and equipment to do this. The GoFundMe link is in the description.
The road looks wet. Why does it look wet? It looks wet because you apparently see things reflected in it. You see the car, you see the telephone poles. Here's an interesting thing. You apparently see things reflected about a line here. It is the dots down the middle of the road appear to be reflected. The motorcyclists, of course. Looks for all the world like a reflection. Now there's sort of a strange one. Although it looks on a hill, you get the distinct impression that that's wet. Why? Because here you see the tree above it, as if it were a reflection. Over here you see the sky. All these things. There's a sun glinting off the windshield of this truck, which gives a whole row of reflections. And for your immediate impression is the road is wet. What do you make out of that? That's a little strange. A little bit later I took the picture. This was not very far away in Michigan. A few moments later, whatever it was approaching. And sure enough, you begin to recognize what it is. I'm going to show you another effect, which will enable you to understand.
Let's go back just real quick because it's a real photograph.
You see the sky. All these things. There's a sun glinting off the windshield of this truck, which.
All right, so yeah, so this is my point for the Mirage, right? This glare off the windshield is represented here, and that is distance. How far is that? That could be a quarter mile away. It could be. Okay? The reflection of the sky here, how far away is that? Okay, but my point is that here is the top of the road, and then what is the distance here? A half a mile, a quarter mile, you know, but that's the point. This is distance. Okay?
There's a whole row of reflections, and for your immediate impression is the road is wet. What do you make out of that? That's a little strange. A little bit later I took the picture. This was not very far away in Michigan.
I forgot what I was going to do. So let's go back. All right, so here's the fold line. You can see the tree line coming down right here and then going back on itself. The fold line is right there. The fold line is right in the middle of this object. The car is right here. The car's not down here and then being refracted up. No, the car is right here. Why can't you see it? Because at this angle and distance, the medium is creating the obstruction in an inferior mirage, and this is in this instance. Okay? And then the very next clip, you'll see it develop, and that's what it is. So part of my, like if I were able to have a team of people, I would have a person in a car here, and then I would have that person stop so that we have this image frozen in real time, and then I would have another person, either from them or from me, go to this point right here. Okay? And then we could mark the mile marker for that one, and let's say that that person is a half a mile away from the car. What that then means is that the angular size of the Mirage, trying to line that up, the angular size of the Mirage, that represents a half mile distance. Okay? Half a mile of distance blocked by the Mirage, but then you also have this distance of the road. So there's a lot of science to be done here, and as I've said, no one's talking about that part, and I don't know why. I haven't found anybody talking about it yet. I would love to. I would love to. Prove me wrong. I would love to.
What do you make out of that? That's a little strange. A little bit later I took the picture. This was not very far away in Michigan. A few moments later, whatever it was approaching, and sure enough, you begin to recognize what it is. I'm going to show you another effect, which will enable you to understand.
Okay, now he's not. He just said again, I'm going to show you another effect. No, you're not. You're showing us a drawing.
Some more things about the kind of pictures you just saw. Look again at this. What I've really sort of done is draw these rays backwards as if they came from the person's eyes.
All right, so I just had a moment of clarity and epiphany. The light bulb went on. Okay. What he has done in this image is he has represented for his audience what he thinks is going on. So this parabola is a ray of light bringing information to the eye, and then the eye sees this. This ray of light is following a different parabola, and then his eye sees this. At this point, there's only one line because the parabola and the line of sight are equal, because this is where the mirage starts, and you'll see that in a minute when he gets on with his presentation. But I had this aha moment, and I got it at least this point. Now, I don't think he did a very good job of explaining it, because it took me 3 or 4 times of seeing this to decipher this. Now, if anybody else picked up on it, great, good for you, but I didn't. So that's the idea here. Now, for us, there would be no parabolas in our line of sight. We just see, boink. We just see, boink. The mirage is out here somewhere, and we see it. Okay? But basically, in a nutshell, that was my aha. If that is helpful for anybody, I hope so. And like I said, if you caught on to that idea that he was putting out there, let me know, because good for you. Honestly, good for you.
Directions. What does a person see when he looks in that direction, the top of the tree? What if he looks down a little bit? He sees the trunk of the tree. When he looks down a little bit farther in this direction, he sees the monkey. When he looks farther down yet, he sees the trunk of the tree. Looking in this direction, he gets light coming from that point on the trunk, and looking down lower yet, he sees the top of it.
Okay, but the reality in this instance is this person sees the entire tree. Even though he's drawing you a line from his eye to this part of the tree, it's like egocentric peripheral vision, because he can't not see the tree. When he I'm just going to pick the monkey because the monkey is a more obvious spot. Boom. He looks at the monkey. Do you know what else he sees when he's looking at the monkey? He can see the tree here. 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 He sees the whole tree, even though he's focusing on the monkey. It's not like when you just look at the monkey, everything else disappears and you only see the monkey. That's not how reality works. So you can break this down if you want, but there's not a conglomeration of rays traveling to this guy's eye. He is looking over and sees this. Okay?
The tree. Now, a very interesting thing here is that there is no direction that man can look and see a clump of grass at the bottom of the tree. It is as if there is a vanishing line, in the case I've drawn, right through the monkey. He sees nothing below that except an apparent reflection.
Okay, now, to narrow down the discussion now, this image here, all right, this image here now is a different discussion, because you have a limit to his observation as a result of the conditions of the medium, which are producing an inferior mirage. You can see the monkey is being inverted on itself and the tree is being inverted, but right here in this area, Dr. Greenler is talking about an internal reflection that's happening. The light and the object here through the medium, like, where does this get internally reflected along this path. I don't think you can science that. I don't think you can science that. You can describe what's happening here, and I don't have a problem with that. So his point is, again, in this image here, it's orthographic, right? So this is the egocentric observation of the man. And I think that you have to, well, I would love to try to figure out how to do this. Heath Carmody, Life is Short, anybody else who is a computer graphics geek can hopefully do this orthographic presentation of this in, can do this egocentric perspective here. Do this here. Okay? So, this is what the man sees. He sees an inferior mirage. Everything below the monkey's back, right? Because that looks to be where the mirage starts. Here's the fold line. Everything right here physically is in this tight angle right here. So what that means is that the bottom of the trunk and the clump of grass, it's not down here. It's right here. The entire tree down to the ground is right there. And what that means is that the entire field of view is being affected by the medium. So he just said, this man cannot see the lump of grass that's right here. Now, if this man got closer to this observation, he would see it. And if he backs up and backs up and backs up, he loses sight of it in this instance because there is a phenomenon of refraction. Now, let's say that there were no mirage. This man, at a particular angle, would be able to see the grass and the tree here at ground level. And then as he walks away, he's going to lose his ability to resolve that, not because of Earth curve and not because of refraction. It's going to be because of the limit of the physical acuity of his eye. His eye, at distances, loses the ability to resolve that information, even though it's right there. Okay?
Of what is actually above that. All right, now that, whether you follow all the reasoning for this, remember that idea. For the hot road mirage that we're dealing with, or the desert mirage, there is a vanishing line below which you cannot see anything that's really there, and about which you will see an apparent reflection of the things above it. As you move farther away, the vanishing line rises. So if a person moved back from this, the vanishing line might rise to the top of the tree, and this is the thing the person would see.
Okay,
Let me talk more about the desert mirage. The vanishing line might rise to the top of the tree, and this is...
Okay, now, the problem with this demonstration again is this is not to scale. Because this is a tree, okay? In order for this acute angle to happen, you would have to have great distances. And if you did that, the top of the tree would not look this big because you're farther away. You are not going to get this severe of a inferior mirage at a close distance. You have to be very, very, very far away. And then this would just be a blur, just like the car and the trailer in the shot before this. Okay? But here's my point as well. This image here is not vertical. It is not a 90-degree angle. This is a vertical image, just like he's a vertical subject. The object is vertical. The subject is vertical. Vertical, 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 vertical. No longer vertical. This is not a vertical image. It is along the x-axis and represents distance. So the reason why it's important to do this in orthographic view is this image of the Mirage is extending toward this man at a distance. How far away, how much distance does this image obstruct, right? Because here you have the back of the monkey cut in half visually, optically. So now that image is coming out this way and it stops right here. How far away is that from the man? That means that that much distance to the tree is behind the Mirage and below the vanishing line. All right, see the tree there? I'm going to put the tree to scale there. Now, this image here is analogous. It's an analogy. Why is it an Why is it an analogy? Because this is not a mirage. This is a shadow. This is a shadow. This tree, all the way down, there's the ground. There's the ground. And now the shadow is in your proximity. The shadow is covering physical distance. That is the exact effect of a mirage. Different phenomenon, same effect. Okay, so now I'm going to put this down here. That's roughly where, here's the vanishing line of the Mirage. There is the same line there, right? Somewhere around there. Sorry, it's not like matched up perfectly. Okay, now we've got marked here 3 meters, 9 meters, 12 meters, right? Meters, 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 meters. Not vertical, not vertical. Here is my thesis. The image of an inferior mirage presents itself along the x-axis. Therefore, there is physical distance from the vanishing line to the limit of the mirage, for which account must be taken. And no one's talking about this. They're talking about the vanishing line, they're talking about the image, but they're not asking these questions. I don't think they are. I don't know why. I am. I'm asking these questions. There is a link for my GoFundMe. My GoFundMe is an opportunity for you and others to contribute to citizen science. No one's doing this, everyone. No one is doing this. No one is talking about this except me. And I would love to science this. And I need your help. I need your help. I can't do it on my own. I cannot not work and do these kinds of observations. Why? Why can't you do it, Travis? So everybody else, people work all the time and then they go to night school. Are they making observations that are dependent upon the conditions of the medium? Well, no. Okay, then it's not the same, is it? This is not your... Okay, look. You guys would be equipping me with the ability to create a night school class for others to do this, right? This is just the field is wide open. The field is wide open.